Hey everybody. What's up? Let me move the mic a little bit closer. How is everyone? I hope you're all doing well. If you're new here, my name is LA. Um sorry. I'm getting a text like right when I hit go live. So anyway, this is my channel. It's Live Well LA. I share my life experiences, my expertise, and I want to just elevate, educate, entertain, have conversations, evoke like courageous conversations. And then let's just run the intro, pay some bills, and I'll be able to finish this text and then I'll be right back. Alrighty, go. Yeah, Drake was patting you on the back. All the rappers. Hey, what's up? Back again. Hey, what's up? It's up to you to do the research. It's up to you. So, of course, this is a channel for my sisters. We talk about everything to elevate Black women, elevate your experience in life, how to rewire your brain, how to help you understand that you deserve more, you deserve love, you deserve protection. So that's what we're going to talk about today because I had a live stream last night or yesterday evening, Friday evening, that I invited some guests on, and some of the guests were, of course, a part of the ongoing online gender battle that happens every day on social media. I don't see it happening too much in the streets, but I'm not in the streets that much. I go run my errands and come home, right? So I wanted to really just break down what happened last night on the chat that we had with a couple guests. I'm not going to play it back, but you can definitely go rewatch that video. I'll link it in the description box as well. But in that video, there were a few gentlemen who really thought that Black women were unfriendly. They didn't smile at them. And because Black women weren't giving them what they wanted, these men believed that Black women should not be asking them for protection. So essentially, instead of naturally being this protector and provider, men are looking for an exchange. There has to be some sort of benefit for them to be naturally what you would hope they are, which is protectors and providers, etc. But no, that is not what the men wanted. They wanted for Black women to constantly be on this performance train, almost like at work, you're on a PIP. Like I'm not gonna give you protection at this job until I see your performance has improved. But the problem with that for me, when you talk about in the dynamics of Black men and Black women, Black men, this might go a little deep tonight because I'm starting to connect a few things. What I'm seeing is that Black men, they don't want to be naturally what they were called here to do. They're looking for a payout, right? They're looking for a benefit from each woman or child that they are naturally, by God's grace, called to be. And let me just run a short commercial to pay the bills, and then
A
we'll be right
portion
back.
of today's show is brought to you by Sloan Credit Consulting. Hey, it's LA. I wanted to talk to you all about Sloan Credit Consulting and my personal journey with bankruptcy filing. There was a time in my life where I did not understand how to manage money. Rent, bills, and car payments grew bigger than my income, and I needed relief. I learned most people don't file bankruptcy because of public perception and suffer in silence with collection calls, shutoff notices, and threats of eviction or foreclosure. Sloan Credit Consulting discreetly walked me through the filing process, and within a short time, I was no longer stressed about bills and able to easily start over. If you're considering filing bankruptcy, wondering if you too can get relief by filing bankruptcy, or need help getting your debt under control, contact Sloan Credit Consulting at sloancredit@gmail.com. That's SLOANCREDIT@gmail.com.
Thank you so much for hanging out and watching that. But I want to talk about naturally, if you're not going to take up the role that God called you to play, you'll never see good things in this life. And that leads me into something I maybe can share with you all about this recent uptake in these underdeveloped, I don't know what the proper term is, in these countries like the Dominican Republic, Thailand, where the passport bros were venturing off to these countries to find women that they were supposed to be marrying. That never happened. In fact, what happened is the men were actually there looking to exploit women for companionship, for intercourse, for intimacy in exchange for the American dollar. And I say the American dollar instead of in exchange for money because we understood that you were going there to get exactly what you wanted here, but your money made you look better there because the American dollar stretched farther. So now on TikTok, it's being reported by multiple sources that there is a huge uptake in cases of HIV and AIDS. And I bring this up because what if you keep running from addressing the true problem, you're never going to see good in this life. And so I talk about this on today's show because Black women, you deserve protection. And I don't see enough voices talking about these men are coming back with positive HIV tests. You deserve protection from that, if nothing else. And I believe that we're at the point where Black women have to rely exclusively on community with one another. Because imagine if you're going out having a wonderful night, you meet a guy, you think, oh, he's well traveled, he's got a bunch of passport stamps. As you get to know him, you're like, this is a great person that aligns with me, and I like to travel XYZ. But this person is somebody who is traveling for SCX tourism, right? So let's get into the videos that I've seen about these passport bros. And it's scary to think of, but let's see what we got. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see what it is I'm talking about. Here we go. This is bad.
So the passport boys are coming back with HIV. Oh, wow. For the people who have been with me through all 6 pages, you already know. You already know how K. Petty Brown started. And I haven't been wrong yet. Out of the 5 times they've had me banned because they were mad I was always right. And if you've been here, you remember I said once they see all their little shenanigans aren't working, they're going to rebrand. They're going to rebrand into the men we've always wanted. They're going to do all the things, whatever it is, be it get therapy, go to counseling, find a men's group, want to suddenly become better men. And the rhetoric would change to them telling each other to become better men. Stay with me. So the rebrand is on. I have seen quite a few creators who were once the red pillar Kevin Samuels people who are now flipped and telling men to do right by women. And I said, when it flipped, they would take our rhetoric and feed it back to us. And now it's coming full circle because the ones who could go over there went over there, wherever there is, kept going back, picked up HIV, and now they're coming back to rebrand for the Black woman and pass it on to Black women. And watch this, watch this. They're going to see it as a punishment for us not being there where they felt we should be, for us not submitting, for us not being subjugated. They're going to see this as a punishment for us not behaving in the first place. Because had we just submitted and been not submissive, be traditional, all that stuff that they claimed they wanted us to be, had we just did that in the first place, none of this will be happening. In other words, they're going to take their nonsense, their consequences, and try to turn them back around and make them our fault. Move accordingly. Pay attention.
84,000 people contracted HIV in the Dominican Republic in 2024. Passport Bros, I know that's been one of your favorite destinations to go to, man. I know y'all been in Colombia, we ain't got those numbers in yet. But I know y'all been going to DR, man, ever since y'all find out you get it for the 40. You know what I'm saying?
We don't. Well, first, shout out to this creator for even bringing this topic up. I know this is like a hot button topic, and people want to talk about the Passport Bros and like, what are they going over there doing? Why are they going to Colombia and DR, which seems to be like the most popular spots? Why does my boyfriend or husband want to go over there? Not saying that they're going over to do anything shady. You know, it could just be a boys trip. But I'm just saying, let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Bree. I'm the sexology nurse. I am a certified sexologist, and I specialize in sexual health and wellness education. All right, so let's get into it. First, I want to make a slight correction to his video. He stated that 84,000 people contracted HIV in the year 2024. In actuality, 84,000 people are currently living with HIV in the Dominican Republic, and that was according to 2023 statistics. Same year, they had 4,000 new cases. And then he spoke about Colombia. Colombia has 230,000 people living with HIV, and that's with 13,000 new cases, according to 2023 statistics. And so I am a sexologist. I live in USA, currently in Atlanta, Georgia. And currently Atlanta is one of the highest ranking cities for HIV and STI rates. I'll put it into perspective and context. USA has 1.2 million people living with HIV, and that's with 32,000 new cases, according to reports from 2022.
Ladies, I just wanted to really spread the message to you that this is a problem and it's happening and it's real. And the protection that we're talking about in today's live is protecting yourself through community with other Black women. And like the first creator that I played said, they're going to rebrand this. They're going to end up being good guys because nothing that they're doing is working. They have all this vitriol for women and no solutions. because the problem isn't women. The problem is not women. Individual relationships, individual cases, of course, there could be issues with women and whatever, whatnot, but they want to broad stroke every woman, every Black woman as the problem. They've never said anything about their behavior, their antics, their lack of leadership, their lack of ambition, their lack of motivation. Everything is put on women as to why they're not successful in relationships. So, what they're going to do now is rebrand. I'm going to play one more video and then we'll come and talk about this in more depth tomorrow.
I don't know what y'all got going on in the Philippines, but according to the CDC, the Philippines has one of the highest HIV rates amongst their people than most of the world.
Passport bros, passport bros, passport bros. It's not surprising at all. It's not surprising at all that a lot of you guys are coming back home burning. It's not surprising at all because just like I said a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, is that a lot of you guys are not going outside the country for wives. They're going out of the country to tourism and to take advantage of people. That's just what it is. Tourism of taking advantage of people. You go to these third world countries, second with their countries who are not financially where they need to be. A dollar goes a lot further. You feel like a king. You got a nice little hotel. You know what I'm saying? You get 2 or 3 girls who know you from the last visit. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of y'all don't want to admit it, but a lot of y'all be getting these girls pregnant and y'all leave them over there and never want to go back. And now y'all want to go to another place. Because now the Philippines has always been a background for passport bros, but that's when 8x5 by 11 men were going rampant over there. Okay, when I say rampant over there. Now y'all want to go over there. And now a lot of y'all having regrets because Black, American women are just not, domesticated. They don't want to cook and clean. They don't want to let a man leave, blah, 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 blah. Now you going over there and you coming back with that fire.
I'm still here? Oh, wow. That's great. That's great. Okay, I'm so sorry, y'all. I lost my connection and then I'm back. I had to reset up in a different room because there are 0 outlets at the front of my house. But I'm back. And I don't know where we left off, but wow. Thank you so much for being here. I am going to try to figure out, you know what? I'm going to end the stream and then I'll come back.